It's small, about the size of a pea. It's hidden in a bony cavern called the pituitary fossa, behind the bridge of the nose, between your ears, and beneath the base of the brain. When compared to the body's major organs, heart, liver, kidneys, stomach, etc., it is often overlooked. The pituitary gland is often called the master gland, since it acts as the control center for several other hormonal glands. For example, the thyroid, adrenal, hypothalamus, pineal. To put it simply, when it quits, you quit. Despite its size, this tiny gland is a powerhouse that manufactures hormones that influence several key functions in your body. Here is a list of the important hormones produced by the pituitary. Human growth hormone, or HGH. This hormone is so important for our well-being, from blowtorching fat and easing joint aches and pains to skyrocketing your energy levels and awakening your long slumbering muscles. Restoring your growth hormone to its active level is the ticket. How important is HGH? Here's an easy way to remember. Too little HGH equals dwarfism, too much equals gigantism. Excess HGH can result in a condition called acromegaly, which causes facial features to become coarse and rough, a deepening voice, and an abnormal growth of hands, feet, and skull. The pituitary regulates growth hormone to keep it at a steady level. Oxytocin. This is the so-called love hormone that restores emotional balance in testosterone-laden men and provides significant help to women in childbirth, labor, and lactation. It also initiates labor and uterine contractions. Prolactin. Important in the manufacturing of breast milk and nursing. TSH. This hormone acts as a thermometer by controlling the manufacture of thyroid gland hormones, T3 and T4. Adrenocorticotropic hormone. This hormone regulates production of the so-called stress hormone, cortisol, and DHEA, that are produced in the adrenal gland. Luteinizing hormone, or LH, and follicle-stimulating hormone, FSH. These two work as a team to play a huge role in fertility and pregnancy. Antidiuretic hormone, ADH. This hormone is also known as vasopressin. It is produced in the hypothalamus gland and stored in the pituitary. It affects the production of urine by causing the kidneys to absorb more water, which results in less urine production. Alcohol interferes with the release of ADH, which explains why many drinkers make a continual path to the bathroom due to greater urine flow. So you can see just how important the job of the pituitary gland is and why it is so critically important. If just one of these hormones is deficient, this could spill over and affect the other hormones as well. The result? Abnormal body functions that manifest in a wide array of symptoms. Here is a list of the common symptoms experienced by those suffering from a problem with their pituitary gland. Extreme sensitivity to cold, weight loss or weight gain, weakness and constant fatigue, digestive disorders, excessive thirst, reduced appetite, stiff joints. These are the general symptoms of pituitary problems. There are also specific symptoms that appear as a result of the type of pituitary hormone deficiency. Here's a list of them by individual hormones. Growth hormone, GH deficiency. In children, this can result in slow growth and short height. In adults, a lack of growth hormone can cause an increase in fat, muscle weakness, and accelerated aging. When these hormones are lacking, there is often a drop in libido, infertility, vaginal dryness, and unusual menstrual periods in women and erectile dysfunction in men. Here we often see ashen skin, blood pressure dropping to unhealthy levels, low serum sodium levels, and pain and discomfort in the digestive system. Thyroid problems are all too common and result in dry skin, low red blood cells count, extreme sensitivity to cold, unwanted weight gain, and ugly swelling throughout the body, digestive problems, and difficulties concentrating and remembering. Ugly, ugly, ugly. Again, you can see just how important this minute gland is, along with its importance. But before we delve into the cause of pituitary problems and how they are treated, let's take a deeper look into exactly how the pituitary functions. As I mentioned earlier, the pituitary gland is the control center of several hormones. In that role, it is part of a messenger system, and since it originates the messages, it is considered the most important part of the endocrine system. The pituitary controls the body's functions by sending these various hormones into your bloodstream. Then the blood carries them to their target, which causes the release of other hormones. The targets may be body tissues, such as clusters of cells. The final destination of these hormones can also be specialized endocrine glands. So why is this important? Because hormones are chemical couriers that assist the body's organs in communicating with each other. Without this constant interplay, the body's balance or homeostasis can be knocked out of whack. These hormones control metabolism, blood pressure, growth, individual functions of the sex organs, and pain relief. These hormones are the key to maintaining the body's internal environment. Temperature, water, salt, oxygen, calcium, protein, sugar, fat. All of these need to be kept at constant levels. This complex interplay goes on continually, and without it, our systems would go haywire. Remember, the body is in a constant state of change. Every function from blood pressure, temperature, and heartbeat all respond to the ever-changing environment, both external and internal, to maintain homeostasis. The glands of the body, including the pituitary, are involved in a continual circuit. The hypothalamus tracks the hormonal levels in all of the various glands. When these levels drop below a certain threshold, the hypothalamus kicks in to release additional hormones. These released hormones then travel to the pituitary and are targeted to the area where they're needed. For example, let's consider the thyroid gland. The hypothalamus manufactures a hormone named thyrotropin releasing hormone, or TRH. Then TRH moves to the pituitary and causes the pituitary to release thyroid stimulating hormone, or TSH. Next, TSH runs to the thyroid gland and stimulates the release of two other thyroid hormones, T3 and T4. When these levels rise to the average amount, this is noticed by the hypothalamus and signals that gland to stop releasing more TRH. This is referred to as negative feedback and is crucial to maintaining homeostasis. If this didn't occur, the levels would continue to rise and be as much of a problem as low concentrations. Consider this. This endless cycle goes on continually, involving different messages, signals, and hormones. The complexity is incredible, and the glands must work as a highly efficient team to get the job done. And they need the control center of the pituitary to coordinate this array of assignments. The pituitary has two main parts, the front of the gland called the anterior pituitary and the back of the gland called the posterior pituitary. The difference between these parts is simple. They release different hormones aimed in various areas of the body. The anterior pituitary releases 7 different hormones, while the posterior releases only 2. Additionally, there is another region of the gland located between the two main parts called the intermediate part, which releases only 1 hormone. Finally, there is the stalk, which is the connecting highway between the pituitary posterior and the hypothalamus gland.